Bit of a sticky situation. Chica goes down to the zone. But Mega, they are getting shelled by nades. Paraboy collects another one. He's got 3 nade kills so far if that one gets confirmed out. Another nade from Paraboy. That's the 4th nade kill of the round. Online, the last remaining from Mega. He's going to get spotted out. No! He manages to get the knock onto Paraboy. But an easy trade. Ready to battle it out in the PEC. The map 1 on Erangel. It is the island map. Can't wait to see how they work out here, because one shifting zone could really ruin your day. If we talked about it, if you have that one bad game, it's going to be a little bit difficult to recover from. 2 bad games and you can kiss your top 5 goodbye in my books.
And something to watch out for, we'll have to keep an eye on here, is the drop locations, as we have had some teams who changed up their drop locations coming in. The plane going to be starting in the southwest, heading out over to the, well, eastern coast of the island, heading out over, well, between, what, Pubg, basically, heading over top of Pubg and out of the way. We do have 4 teams who drop Military Island, at least if history does hold up. It's XQF and Fnatic who've been heading down into the Military Island, Mega and DKG to Novo. So we'll keep an eye on that, but this plane path is actually cutting off a lot of the top of the map, and so for our teams who like to loot, or who historically have looted up around the Georgia Pole sort of area, being Cloud9, Omen, 4am are up there as well, those guys are going to have a bit of a hike. And the other one, in speaking of previous loot locations, Yudo, from what we've seen, like to be up near the shooting range. That is a long way from this plane line, so we'll have to see if they instead choose to go for a secondary looting location instead.
Yeah, it could be on the cards for them. Team Queso, they've got their Primorsk loot location. They might spread out to Ferry Pier. As we see Sol on our screen, one of the favourites from the South Asian region. They've got Mortal, who's an absolute superstar over there. He's almost got a cult following. Not quite as big a following as the XQF and 4am guys, though. You saw that in the introduction. Their fans squaring off in a bit of a chant battle. Orange Esports dropping in as well. Looks like they'll be choosing that Yasnaya area as their location. 4am. Managed to get themselves on the ground pretty quick. Smart picked up a car. They're going to be playing on this western coast area around about that quarry. So they're going to have a few teams around them. XQF are in the vicinity. C9, Team Queso. We've had our first shift though, and it's a bit of a doozy for those on the Military Island. They're going to have to get a wriggle on and get over pretty quick. Smart.
Now, Fnatic and Mega have not gone down to the Military Island. They're 2 teams who have chosen secondary loot locations. All of our teams who normally go towards Georgia Pole are nowhere near it. So we've got a bunch of teams utilizing secondary drop and loot areas based on those planes. As I say that, it does look like C9 are hitting up that coastal road to head up to South Georgia Pole, and that is where they normally loot. From what we've seen, given the plane path, it's quite uncontested as well.
Yeah, it seems like XQF though, they're pretty happy with what they've got now. They're just going to spread out, loot up, and hopefully meet up again soon. DKG all rolling in one car. Well, yeah, all of them in the one car on the Military Island. They're going to try and make a run for Novo as they are desperate to find some loot. This is going to mean that they're going to have to get in and get out pretty quickly, because the zone will shift. It will be quite unpleasant when it does.
Yeah, the zone is nowhere really near this Military Island. It's all quite northern, so we will see how that one's going to play out. But as of now, still 15 teams remaining, still 60 players in the lobby. So our first game here at the Peacekeeper Elite Championship is starting off relatively calmly, relatively safely. No engagements early on. We do have Omen Elite and Orange on top of each other looting here, and this is a different one. These teams have normally been looting in opposite sides of the map.
Yeah, but you see, sometimes on these practice scrims you can kind of read your opponents too much, and now we see 2 teams trying to vie for the same location. It is a big enough spread. You can probably guarantee that once they spot each other, they'll try and run away and play for the later games, because, yeah, those eliminations are appointment, but you don't want to be the last team to go out. You don't want to start losing players early, as it becomes a little bit more difficult to group up. Once you start playing with 3, it's okay. You can kind of still play your normal game, but once you get down to 2 players, that really struggles.
Can be a bit tricky, but as of yet, no one has gone down, so we'll have to keep an eye out on not only who our first players to fall will be, but who the first team out of PEC 2019 will be. Online here for Mega Conqueror is in a sidecar. I hate this thing with burning passion.
Boy.
I've heard the tip is that if you shoot out the tyre of the sidecar, It's continuing to be slow.
Oh, they've got across the bridge for free here.
Sixus is actually in a bit of a sneaky spot.
This
Crawling around on the rocks.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Yudo to get across the bridge there for free. I thought that for sure there'd be an engagement.
Ooh, okay. So the circle, once again, is going to go east, and that's going to force a lot of teams out. XQF and 4am, who were poking at each other, have immediately given that up. XQF are very, very quick on the rotate into their cars as soon as that circle pops, and on the move. Fnatic rotating right past
Jimmy.
XQF on the hill here. This could be risky, but it looks like they've just about avoided the firing line there. Very near thing for Fnatic though, and hold on, there's still another player here. Here's the bug, he's going to get the gun out. Not quite able to find the shots, but it's a very near thing. And Scatto has more running to do before he's safe just yet.
DKG also on the same rotate as Fnatic at the moment. There are cars everywhere. It's a bit of a clown fiesta. They're going to be making their way into the zone as fast as possible, you'd think. You always start to sweat, though, when you see a player in a buggy being lined up for a spray, because there's not a lot of head protection in those things.
No,
Scout, very lucky.
Air.
Yeah, all tubes, all air. So DKG will rotate on the road as we see Ash from Fnatic getting knocked by one of the Synergy players who had some problems with Team Queso earlier, but they've managed to settle their differences. And now they're finding themselves occupying the same territory. Everyone's running over the top of Team Queso essentially. And Team Queso are taking shots back. You said their compound of cars. They haven't blown them up yet though. They're still being so patient with that.
I mean, you don't really want to be anchoring yourself in place this early on and limiting yourself to foot movement only. Synergy, they look like they do want to go and fight this. And DKG coming in from the other side as well. This is going to be a pinch onto these Team Queso players. They do have the cars for cover. They're getting some smokes out as well to try and buy themselves some space. But nonetheless, it's still going to be a little bit awkward. Elsewhere, Oman Elite getting stuck into Unique. Wi-Fi finding a knock there as well as Synergy are on the way in.
That's right on the edge of the zone too, as Wi-Fi has been knocked by Unique's old boy. So you can see the action's breaking out over there. Oh, Zute actually pushing up very aggressively. This is the IGL getting right into the mix, and he looks like he's been spotted and taken out early. He's been finished off too. So Omen down to 2 at the moment. Wi-Fi is being revived. Unique have got the better of this location at the moment. Omen now with all the work to do to get back inside the zone. Synergy E crashing into Fnatic, and Fnatic looks like they're worse for wear. That's maybe 3 players down from Fnatic. They are 1 man strong at the moment.
So they're looking very
just the scout. He's got 5 nades in his bag too. He's throwing them out. It might be good here actually. Synergy E players need a skull. That might be a little bit damaged. Not quite the knock though. He has given up his position. No tires on that buggy too. He's going to have to get in the shack and hide it out with the bear hat on. So Louis still look good doing it. Unique though. They've run into Yudu, who were previously getting kept by Omen. So this 3-way fight's going on, and Yasha has been taken out. So Omen getting a little bit of revenge. These 3-way fights though, breaking out all across the map. It's so hard to catch all the action. Sixers gets knocked out by Rain. Some NA on NA action early on. We saw that in previous tournaments. Those 2 teams going right at it. Sixers are being taken out, and that might be Omen out and done. It is Unique, in fact, that are gone. So they are the first team to leave us in the PEC, and Omen will follow shortly after. So not the start that Omen and Unique were looking for. After finding themselves in a tricky standoff for a majority of the game, they both fall rather quickly. The zone shift, though, it has been quite generous for the side of C9. XQF find themselves inside the zone as well. On that southern side where Team Queso were found. Oh no, that's a disaster for them as 3 of their players go down very quickly. The 4th AR knocked down. It looks like a car accident did happen. Scout now being pressured out, and he looks like he's down too. XQF managed to clean up the point for that one. Synergy E are going to crest the hill.
We just lost 2 more teams, by the way, there. Queso and Fnatic both gone.
That's scary stuff. The action does break out pretty quickly once it starts kicking off. Synergy will now collect the loot or the spoils of their victory, but XQF is next in line, and that's not a fight that you want to be taking. Rain under immense pressure from the remaining players from Yudu. All 4 of them are up. Tempo 3 strong. Rain's managed to find himself a little bit of respite at the moment. His teammates are on the other side, so there could be a little bit of a pinch going on. But Rain is in struggle street, really. I don't know how he's going to manage to get himself out of this situation.
It's not looking easy for him at all. And Yudo Gank are stuck in cars and smokes at the moment, trying to actually have some sort of cover, but Viper's getting involved with a mini in hand.
That's helping out.
Well, it's going Duels going every which way is what I'm trying to say. Orange just took a couple of casualties as well. More of our teams now starting to bleed. FFQ down to 2, Orange 2 with 1 knocked. A couple of our teams with 3 players as well. Never mind, Orange go down 2-2 as they do get that one confirmed. So now things are starting to get a little bit more chaotic as the circle shifts closer. A lot of our teams all grouped together on either side of this, the left and right hand sides of the zone, both full of teams. 4am are actually going for a push up onto Seoul.
Yeah, this 4am Seoul fight is going to be deadly. 4am got the first knock onto Aman, and as soon as that comes out, they start moving. Seoul still haven't managed to pick up Aman, and 4am, they smell blood in the water at the moment. They're moving. This is going to be a 2-2 split engagement for them. They're actually going to split off now as they've got the surround. How are Seoul going to react to this? It doesn't look like very well. No, they get the first knock in the fight, but it's going to be trades coming out as Seoul is wiped out with an instant. Yudu from the flank managed to pick them off. 4am get 2, Yudu get 2, and Seoul, well, they get 10th place.
Orange are out as well in the middle of that, so things getting a little bit awkward for everyone here as we do lose a couple more of our teams. And now we are starting to move up into the actual placement points, or the placings that have points attached to them, I should say. 2 points for the next 2 teams that go out, 3 for 7th, and increasing above that all the way to 16th. Drax going to be picked off at long range here by 4am and confirmed as well. Just not able to get around into cover in time. This could be Yudo Gank parting with us here as their cars are blowing up. Their cover is dwindling. This is looking pretty awkward as 4am have them locked down. Yeah,
this is where 4am start to accelerate. This is the Thanos circle. Circle 6, it snaps the lobby in half when half the teams go out. 4am on the charge. They started with Seoul. They looked like they were going to eye up Yudu, but they've chosen to disengage off this actually and try and take better positioning. They are going to use the cars to close the gap. They know that Yudu's going to be healing up a little bit here. They are worse for wear. 2 players locked down from mine. Huxley, the run over doesn't quite happen, but he's going to go for a photo, but he doesn't manage to connect him either. Now he's in a bit of a tricky situation. The turn comes out. 1 player from Yudu up. He goes for the drop shot. Does manage to collect it. 4am lighting up Yudu, but there is 3 players out on the deck for 4am, and they've been confirmed too. So 4am are only 1 man remaining. That compound crash did not work out. Meanwhile, Paraboy with a double nade onto Synergy E. Paraboy now with 3 confirmed kills, and he's looking for his 4th.
That leaves Synergy with just the 1 player remaining as well as XQF start to put the pressure on here. Moving through the smokes, they've got the vehicles in hand, trying to find some more kills. They're actually split between the last players remaining of Synergy. 1 knocked. Uneven's taking some pressure as well here from XQF as now the damage is starting to kick off for them. Cloud9 will lose another player, at least get 1 more knock, not confirmed just yet. But our Chinese teams here putting in some serious work in the late stages of this circle. So many teams with so few players left, but cover's still going. And yeah, Paraboy once again popping off.
Yeah, he's popping off. And XQF are tearing through Synergy, and that will be them gone. But team that's been we've been sleeping on is Yudu Gank are up to 11 points off kills alone. That is a lot of kill points to claim in their first game. Good showing. Beowulf on the flank though has managed to find XQF slipping a little bit. He's managed to get 1 knock. Strider gets another knock from the grave. Cool Boy on the deck. Paraboy up still, and he's the danger man. He's got Uneven in his sights, and he's put him down. So that early exchange of words, Uneven calling him out in the interview, and he got his wish. He got a duel with Paraboy, but he ended up losing it. Beowulf stuck behind a tree. That's not where you really want to be at the moment. Paraboy is on the charge. I heard great things about Paraboy, the legend of Paraboy. I didn't expect it to be this dominant though, this early on.
Yeah, still looking very good here. 6 kills so far for XQF, doing very well for themselves. Paraboy with a couple of them. Yudo Gank here with 3 players up, actually sitting in first place in the lobby at the minute, 11 points currently. I think a lot of that does come down to that failed 4am crash on them. That did give them a couple of kills there, but now they're stuck between multiple teams. DKG, Tempo Storm behind them as well.
Yeah, DKG is going to start to collect these kills onto Yudu, you'd think, but no, the suppressing fire from Man is over the top. The nade comes out. That's might go a little bit too far, in fact. No, it's actually bounced off, so Fredo's on the deck. Manpring is very, well, he's in struggle street as DKG. They've lined up Yudu, and fortunately, for DKG, they've been delivered these kills as Yudu had to rotate eventually, but no, Jumper has managed to get the spray onto Crazy, so they're not going down without a fight. FFQ joins in on it too, manages to snake that kill. FFQ rotated all the way from Military Island, but now they've been spotted, and Moxon from DKG, one of the last Chinese teams remaining, has managed to collect 2 there and knock out FFQ. 3 points for you, son. 4 points now for DKG. They're down to 1 player. It is only Moxon remaining. 1 player from Yudu Gank are on 12 points. Tempo have 2 and the rest have 3. Cloud9, Mega, XQF, all 3 strong. You can see they're all occupying the same side of the map. This is going to help out the teams with the solo snakes.
Still a lot of time left to work with for these guys, though. A lot of movement's been made by our teams of 3 who currently stand outside the zone too.
XQF have dropped their backpacks. They're starting to snake, and they've managed to find Mega. They're trying to get a little bit of a surround here, I imagine, as Order will be calling out where exactly these Mega guys are, and he might go for the spray early. Mega just get behind that car. Pons drops to the deck immediately as he senses danger. The snake has been given up, essentially. It's Order! Online actually finds him. Heat-seeking missile almost comes out. That's going to be difficult to revive as well. Order might be down for good here. It looks like at the moment he's taking a little bit of fire. It's going to be a hard one to revive. I don't think he will. He'll try and crawl over to Paraboy, but I'll be very surprised if he's managed to get him up.
C9, of course, over here on the left as well, are looking towards this fight too. Jimmy going for a very risky run there, but did have the smoke behind him to give himself that bit of cover, and he will stay alive. Paraboy getting the res of the Order, so will get XQF back up to 3 strong, just barely.
As Yudu
Gank go out as well, but 12 points for them.
That is a good way to start. Double digits on the kills is always where you want to be. Strong start from Yudu as the nades start to ring out onto Mega. They are in a bit of a sticky situation. Chica goes down to the zone. But Mega, they are getting shelled by nades. Paraboy collects another one. He's got 3 nade kills so far if that one gets confirmed out. Another nade from Paraboy. That's the 4th nade kill of the round. Online, the last remaining from Mega. He's going to get spotted out. No! He manages to get the knock onto Paraboy. But an easy trade for Order rings the defeat of Mega. And XQF continue to roll on. Paraboy should be able to get picked up here if they're quick on the buzzer. Now we are into our top 4. 8 players remaining, and Uneven's been spotted. This could be the end of Tempo Storm. They're down to 1 player as Uneven will be confirmed down by Moxon. Just drops his box. Cloud9, they were in a bit of a dominant position, but now with only, well, 2 players up and 0 kills to their name, they're going to be struggling for points as Pyra goes down too.
That's a straight up confirm. It's Paraboy again who's popping off here. So much damage done by him. 7 eliminations this game alone. Very, very hot start for him and for his team. Currently sitting on 10 kills in total. 1 player remaining for each of the remaining teams. DKG, Tempo Storm, Cloud9, all with 1. XQF in the driver's seat with 3. It's been a very, very good start for them. They are now looking to close it. And we are down to this final shrink as well. No more safe spots. Eventually the zone is going to start to move, and it will not stop moving until we have our winner. At the moment, XQF sitting in a pretty damn good spot.
Moxon's been taken out, so now we have 3. It is 2 NA teams versus the Chinese hope of XQF. Beowulf's been spotted and taken out now, so it is just Nico from Tempo Storm alive versus the might of XQF, and Jimmy, Paraboy and Order. They're gonna feel confident going into this versus the solo snake. Nico not even on full HP. Should be an easy cleanup and an easy victory for the side of XQF. They are going to take it quite slowly, meticulously clear out every angle, work their way forward with the snakes. You can see the crowd popping off in the picture-in-picture. They are very happy to start the tournament in this fashion.
Very happy indeed. It's just 1 from Tempo Storm who stands between them and victory. It's Nico here, hiding in a bush, doing his best. Paraboy behind the bush, using his third-person camera angle to try and spot out this last remaining player. His 2 teammates snaking, looking to spot him out, and they've found him as well. Nico, there's nothing he can do. It's XQF. One of the hometown teams will stand up with game number 1 for themselves. 12 kills, I believe. 13 actually with that last one.
Yeah, 13 kills plus the 16 placements. That will bring them 29, and that's a fantastic way to start off the tournament for them. They're going into this pretty hot favourites, or one of the hot favourites. Them at 4 AM are the big ones that we've been hearing about all week. And they did not disappoint. Paraboy, though, what a stunning start. 7 kills from him. That's going to be hard to catch. I reckon he might be in the running for one of the top fraggers. Didn't quite see some of the other star players stand up. Mortal, Scout, Sixless, they all didn't get involved, but plenty of time for them to pick it up.
Exactly that, and it's XQF, the hometown boys, who do grab themselves the match number 1 victory. And, I mean, 7 kills in 1 game is a lot. That might, I mean, of course, we've still got a bunch more games to play, but that's a pretty tough record to beat in terms of single-game elims for any one player in this tournament. Let's see if anyone can equal that, but regardless, a very, very good game out of XQF.